Hello, 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 and welcome to day 14 of our 30-day Facebook series, Money Fear is Real and How You Can Change It. We are really building up some steam, and today's subject is rewrite your money story into a love story with a happy ending. Who doesn't want to do that? Everybody wants to do that. Wouldn't it be great if you had a love story about money? Yeah, it would be. So let's hop right in. Let's talk about what is a money story. So a money story is what we tell ourselves about money. It might be true. It might be false. The money story might be partially true, partially false, totally true, totally false. A lot of times there is some falseness in there. I like to call them lies. And how do you treat money? This is part of your story. Like, how do you treat it? It's part of your relationship, and it's the relationship that also helps you to identify what your story is. So when you talk to yourself about money, what do you say? When you talk to others, what do you say? These are different versions of your money story. Some elements could be the same, some could be different. Sometimes what we say to other people is more of like putting on a happy face, or it could be more of a Debbie Downer kind of a situation. It just varies. So whatever it is for you is what it is for you. Welcome, Nancy and Debbie. So good to have both of you here. Thanks for being here. We're talking about our money story. And there are lies that happen in money stories. I know. Hard to believe that you might be saying a lie. Yep. Debbie says, I'd had a coach tell me today that I'm broke, and she called me out on it. Okay. Not sure where you're going with that, Debbie. Is that your money story? Is that your reality? And the other thing to know is no matter what story you're telling yourself, whether it's true or false, it can change. Hopefully, if it's false, it changes to be the truth. And that's really where we want to go. We want to be realistic, but we also want to have a good relationship with money, because we need money. Even Mother Teresa needed money. Does anybody know how much money Mother Teresa had? It's a well-kept secret. Nobody actually knows the exact number except the nuns, and they're not talking. So what we do know is that she had so much money that if she were to take that out of the Vatican Bank, it would have emptied the entire bank. That's a lot of money. So for her to fulfill her purpose and to help other people, she needed a lot of money. And she was able to get it. People helped her to get that money. What I'm saying to you is that to fulfill your purpose, to do what you want to do in life, to have the experiences you want, to have a comfortable life, to be able to help other people, to do whatever you want to do, and to have some peace and harmony and rest time in there, you're going to need some money. That's all there is to it. That's how we work. Unless you're going into the convent, which I don't think anybody here is going in the convent, or any other spiritual type of getaways, so to speak. There was a time I thought I was going to go live in an ashram, a yoga ashram. I used to visit them because I felt so good when I was there. I had no cares, no worries, no responsibilities other than just, whatever chores that they assigned to me. And I loved being there. And I could choose that, but I didn't choose that. I chose to come back and help people like you and to live a different experience. So Our lies. Our lies are about our scarcity programming. One of my good friends, Galina Denzel, says, there's a scar in scarcity. Debbie, I know you're going to write a hashtag gold on that one. There's a scar in scarcity. By the way, one thing that we're doing here during our live series is we're putting hashtag gold for any gold nuggets that you get. That could be any ahas, any realizations, any things you want to share. So put hashtag gold and then whatever you want to share after. Debbie is a pro at that. She's got hashtag gold. Money lies trip us up. Yes, they do. You got it. And Debbie also says, we lie to ourselves about money. Say it ain't so. I know. It happens. But the good news is we're gonna talk about it and we'll give you some tools to start to change that. So the lies are what keep us stuck. They keep us small. They hold us back from our greatness and from living our life on purpose with all the meaning it's meant to have, and for sharing our gifts. You know, we just play small when we're lying to each other. And okay, why are we lying? Well, I think we know that by now in this series. It's because of the amygdala and our fight-flight response. We're afraid, or it's because of our programming, what we believe. So if we believe we're small, we're going to be small. It's really quite interesting. It always reminds me of there's, the Dash Hound and the Great Dane. There was a Disney movie. I can't remember the name of it. But the Dash Hound thought he was just as big as the Great Dane, and he actually ruled the Great Dane. And the Great Dane thought he was small. So it is what you believe. And so it's easy enough to change your beliefs and change your decisions that you've made. That's why they're called limiting decisions, because they are limiting you. So the thinking and the behavior that makes you say no to a lot of opportunities, that's what money lies do for you. Welcome, Dave. We're talking about money stories. If you've got a good money story, which I'm sure you do, you can share that. Put hashtag gold and then a quick blurb about your story. We're going to move into money truths now, because we just spoke about money lies. Now we're going to talk about money truths. So this is what is really the reality behind the lies. The lies are just this stuff that we put on top of it that keeps us from seeing the truth, living the truth, being the truth. And once we get in touch with our money truths, our money story changes as well. So this is where we can be our best selves, and we can really have all the contributions that we're meant to have in this life. We're going to go through a fun exercise. I'm looking at my PowerPoint chart here because I have it all laid out here. So we're going to go through what's a money lie and what's a money truth. And let's see how our money IQ is today. So here's a money lie. There's never enough money. What do you think is the truth? We're going to come back to that because I want to give some time for you guys to put in what would be the truth instead of the lie, there is never enough money. Here's a lie, I'm bad with money. What would be the truth? This one I'll just share with you. I'm a natural with money because we are wired to have wealth and to have all of our needs met, which is what that wealth does for us. People will resent me if I have money and I will become a target. This is another lie. And the truth, anybody know what the truth is here? Some people may be jerks. Right, I'm sure you've run across one or two in your lifetime. And most people will be happy for you. Okay, this is one of my personal favorites. People with money are bad. So if you're believing that, and that's part of the story that you're telling yourself, people with money are bad, well, guess what? You're not going to have money. Even if you get money, you're going to get rid of it quickly. You'll never be able to hold on to it. You'll never be able to have it work for you, because once you get it, the thought process and the programming says, oh, I have money, but I believe people with money are bad. I'm a good person, so I have to get rid of this so I can continue to be a good person. That's what's going on in the money story. Anybody else want to share one of their money lies, which is part of their money story? I would love to know what's going on behind the scenes there, behind the curtain, what's really happening. And you might not be aware of it, and that's okay. But there are parts, I'm sure, that you are aware of. Here, let's see. Let's pick another one. I couldn't be myself with money. I will change and I will lose myself. This one is such a common one, and it's a lot of times not even conscious. It's so unconscious that we don't even identify with it or even know it's there. It's kind of like a money blind spot for us. The truth to that is, money allows me to be more of who I am. Because when you are in scarcity, when you are scratching at the ground every day, trying to make something happen, when you're in a fearful state, you really are not able to be yourself. When you have the money, you are more able to be yourself and the fullest expression of who you are. Okay, Debbie's got something here for us. Thank you for sharing, Debbie. I used to believe that anything I touched would fail financially. Not rationally, but internally. Yeah, some people have that. That's a common belief. Now, what would be the truth? Have you realized the truth yet, Debbie? And maybe you're not there yet. But the truth would be something very different than that. It would be that, okay, maybe some things you touch would fail, but there's also going to be ones that will succeed. After all, Einstein, how many failures did he go through before he found the light bulb? It was at least 100 different inventions did not work. Thank goodness he kept going, because I appreciate lights. I don't know about you. I love them. Use them every day. Okay, so we're going to come back now to, what is your money story? Some of it can be based on your history, and maybe you have a story for your history. Maybe you have a story for now. Maybe you have a story for the future. Some people have separate ones, and some people have one big one that just all blends together, their money story. What is it for you? Type in the comments. Do you have a history story, a now story, and a future story? Or are they all... Oh, Debbie's correcting me. Sorry, it's Edison, not Einstein. That's what I meant. Thank you, Debbie. I can always appreciate Debbie's attention to detail. So type in the comments, do you have a money story for history, for now, or for the future? Or are they combined? Good. So now let's talk about, how's your relationship with money? Have you been treating money like you value it? Do you have a loving relationship? Do you respect it? Do you have a partnership with it? You know, some of the characteristics of having a healthy human relationship are some of the same characteristics that we need to have in having a healthy relationship with money. And I was doing a webinar yesterday, and one of the ladies typed in the chat that she says, I have been mistreating money. It was a huge realization for her. So what have you been doing with money? Feel free to type that in the comments and let us know. Let me know. Now it's our favorite part of the program. This is where we go into our actual tools. Are you ready? Are you excited? I am. Okay, so hopefully you're not driving. If you are driving, then you'll need to come back to do this later. So I'm assuming you're sitting. You can sit, close your eyes, and get in touch with your money story. What is your money story? Just kind of call it up. Focus on it. And check in with your body to see if there's any part of your body that is feeling the effects, the negative effects of your money story. That could be something like a tightening, a restriction, a pain, or difficulty breathing. It could be that you, all kinds of reactions. One reaction could be that, like, when you start to think about your money story, you literally turn away. You're like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to deal with it. Or your mind says, no. You don't have a money story. You're fine. You're great. Your money story is your true one. So where do you feel that in your body? Then focus on that part of the body. And maybe you feel it in your body, maybe you don't. If you don't, that's okay. Just notice your story. Whatever your story is, just call that up. That's usually very available to all of us. What would it take? We're going to ask your unconscious mind here. So take your conscious mind and let him or her go to wherever you want to go on vacation. They're going to go on wherever. I like to send mine over to the beach. She loves the beach. What would it take for you to let go of the story? The bad parts of the story, the negative parts, the false parts. I'm not talking about the good parts. We're keeping the good parts. What would it take to let that go? Just plant the seed. You may or may not get a realization of what that is, but I'll bet you now that you have planted that seed, it's going to start germinating. The answers may come to you now. They may come to you tomorrow or a week from now, but they are going to come. That's how this kind of work works. Then also ask your unconscious mind, what are you getting out of maintaining this story and the lies? Because you're getting something out of it, it's called secondary gain. So there's a secondary something that you're gaining that's benefiting you. Might be negatively benefiting you, but it is benefiting you. And as long as you seek that and desire that more than the actual changing, then you will stay that way. Because the change of your money story can be scary. It can be something like, oh, I'm going to lose my identity. Because I've always been this way, or I've always believed this. And so if I don't believe that, or if I'm not that way, if I am wealthy, then blah, 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 blah is going to happen. And I'm probably not going to like that, or I might like that, or it might cause hardships. This is all this story just rolling around like these, endless loops going on in our mind. So what is your secondary gain? That's a good thing to know. And sometimes it's not pretty. Sometimes it's something like, well, I don't have to do anything scary. Well, I'm very comfortable and familiar with what I'm doing now, and I don't have to change anything. Or I don't have to be even more afraid, because it would be scary for me to do something different. Who would I be if I wasn't this story? Because this is what I know. Who would I be? I don't know who I would be. I don't really want to go there. Or this could take some work. This is going to be some work. It might be painful. But guess what? As long as the pain of your current situation is greater or is less than the fear of doing something new or different, or believing something new or different, you're going to stay right where you are, even though you're in pain. That's just the way it is. That's just, there's no discussion on that. All right. So, Debbie shared something. Let's see what Debbie has to share with us. Trying to click the see more button. It's not letting me see more. All right, so another known irrational belief: if I need help badly enough, parentheses, and failing financially, someone will come and save me. Aha, yes. And what's the secondary gain for that, Debbie? I can't see what else you wrote because it's not sharing it with me. Oh, I just saw it. Most likely, the secondary gain for that is I get attention, I get to feel loved, and sometimes that's part of our love language is, you know, being in a crisis, whatever the crisis is. It may or may not be a financial crisis, but being in crisis is how we learned how to receive love or feel loved. Most likely we're already loved anyway, but we just don't feel it. So I don't know if that's what it is for you, Debbie, but I know that is kind of common for other people. So one thing we're going to do, wherever you were feeling that negative effects of the story in your body, I want you to take your hands and you're going to just like scoop it away and brush it away, wherever it was. And you're actually going to touch the parts of your body and just brush it away. If you want to be thorough, you can do your whole body. And if you felt nothing, do your whole body. Just get it all going. And right away, I'm sure you're going to start feeling better. You may not be all better, but you will start to feel better because you're starting to get some movement. Yeah. All right. Then another thing we're going to do, so what we're doing now is we're moving some of that energy and that stuckness that's in the body. We're going to also, let's see, what's our next one? Oh, we're going to flutter our lips. This one's so fun. I love this one. So we're going to go kind of like a horse. We're going to do that 3 times. And one more time. Yeah. Then we're going to open our mouth wide. That usually instigates a yawn for me. Anybody else get a yawn? We're going to do that 2 more times. So yawning or just opening your mouth. Oh, there's another yawn. Oh, excuse me. One more. Okay, no yawn on that one for me. I was all yawned out. But a yawn is a sign, actually, that your nervous system is dialing down. It's a great sign. It means you're moving from the fight-flight system into the rest and digest phase of the parasympathetic nervous system resetting. It's a fabulous sign. All right, what else are we doing? Okay, then we're going to stand. I'm not going to stand because you'll lose the visual here. But you're going to stand, and this is a move from Tai Chi. So you're going to bend your knees. I'm going to pretend I'm standing. So you bend your knees, so you're in just a very slight squat, and you're going to twist. And when you twist, your arms are going to just kind of swing. And when they come around to the back, they're going to give a light tap on the back of your back. So when you go this way, and you're going to do that about 5 times. On each side, 5 times on each side. And you're dipping down and twisting. It's a very gentle twist, nothing crazy here, people. Just doing this. We're moving the energy, moving the chi, if you believe in chi. You don't have to believe in energy, you're moving it anyway. Okay. Probably feeling a little better now, right? Give me a thumbs up if you're feeling better. If that had any good effect, just push the little thumbs up. Good. Tap with the back of the hand that's behind. Yeah. It's the one that's behind. Yeah. Good question, Debbie. All right. Now we're going to do something. How are we doing? Okay, we're doing good. Actually, we're going to save that one for tomorrow. because I want to do a longer version of that. It's a technique called the parts integration. So tomorrow we're going to continue with the money story. So we'll have a little refresher, and then we'll go into the resource. The tool will be a parts integration. It's going to be fabulous. You'll definitely want to be there for that. Now, ask yourself, we're going to go back to our first questions. Call up your money story. Focus on it. How does that feel different in your body, in your mind, in your heart? How is it different? Maybe it's not different, but most likely there's some changes that have happened. How is it different for you? Just from that little bit of work we did. We're going to do the heavy lifting tomorrow. That's the parts integration. Wow, it's going to be fantastic. I want to make sure and give you enough time for that one though. Okay. Let me know in the comments how that's changed for you for the better. And then our homework item, didn't know you'd get homework, is to write a love letter to money. You heard it right. You're going to write a love letter to money. At least 2 paragraphs. Make it however you want it to be. Use some nice juicy words. That'll be fun. Yeah. And if you have some ideas right now about what you might say in your love letter to money, you can share that. And you really could say whatever you want to say. You know, how do you want your relationship to be? You know, part of bringing it into reality is acting as if it's already there. Maybe you could say something like, I really value you, money, and I really would love to have actually, you want to put it in the present tense. So act as if it's already happening. So we have a great partnership, and you're always there for me when I need you, and I'm there for you. You know, however you want to write your love letter, it's totally up to you. And then bring that with you to tomorrow's session, and we'll talk about it. Any parts that you want to share. It'll be a lot of fun. So that's where we are today. We're going to end. Yep, we're right on time. We're going to end our session. Does anybody have any questions? Well, we're waiting for questions. When you want to know what your money blocks are, you can go to mymoneyblocks.com, take a really short, super fun quiz. It's less than 2 minutes to know what your money blocks are. Then there won't be so many mysteries. And if you have any questions, let me know. Welcome Laura, welcome Jean. We're here at the end, so you may want to just circle back and hear the first part and then go right into your money story. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's it for today. Thank you all for coming. We will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we're going to continue the conversation with more money story, and we're going to use that heavy-duty clearing technique called the parts integration. Take care. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.